How is everybody doing today? And in this video, we are going to be trying something a little different when it comes to the builds that you would usually use on certain characters. And yes, you are seeing a DPS Silverwolf with 53% crit rate and 226 crit damage. We are going to be abusing her not only absolutely insane scaling for her ultimate, but we're also going to be using the fact that her skill is going to allow us to be able to implant any weakness we want, making sure that we break no matter what for all the characters that are in the game or all the enemies that are in the game. And she's just a really cool character, specifically having the Izumo set with Acheron. We're going to be running her with Acheron on the team and also getting that Pioneer set on, because yes, this is just going to overall activate non-stop, because not only are we giving debuffs with Silverwolf, which is going to help us with this damage dealt, but us inflicting our bug, us inflicting all the multiple debuffs that Silverwolf has, is going to allow us to get that 100% boost for the 4-piece of the Pioneer set. So this is actually a really cool build to try out if you have certain things that you want to have when it comes to, you know, maybe even the light cone for Acheron, because this plays into a big part of it, because not any other light cone for Nihility has these type of offensive stats like crit damage on it. So at the current moment, this is the only one we have as of right now, until a future unit comes out that is DPS oriented as well with debuffs for Nihility. So we're just gonna have to rock with Acheron's light cone for now. As I said before, we are going to be rocking a supportive Acheron, quote unquote, or sub DPS Acheron, with her having incessant rain, which is going to help her with the crit rate and also allow her to be able to implant Aether Code, which, guess what, is going to help her get some stacks for her actual skill when it comes time to her turn. So we're going to be using that. We're going to be using Acheron on a quantum set Izumo. This was clearly Silverwolf's pieces. And then we're going to be rocking Sparkle for the crit rate and crit damage, and also Ruan Mei just to be Ruan Mei. So let's go ahead and get into the MLC showcase, because this team is dumb. This team is absolutely dumb for no reason. We're going to go in with Acheron so that we get those stacks early on so we can get that ultimate done. And let's go ahead and see what we can drop off with Silverwolf. We're going to go ahead and throw up a skill onto Silverwolf, boosting her up. And we are going to be at a healthy 79.3344 crit damage. Holy crit. Yo, Sparkle is just absolutely nasty for no reason. She's able to give 90% on her own because of the build that we have on her at the current moment, which is 210% crit damage. And she also gives another 10 crit rate with another 28% crit damage from her light cone. Sparkle is just an absurd character for sure. We're going to go ahead and use a skill on the dude in the middle, giving us the lightning weakness, which makes it even easier for Acheron to go ahead and break them if we so have Acheron do so. We could also possibly get a quantum weakness, which would be nice as well, making it so that we can break with Silverwolf, which would be really, really cool. Now we have Sparkle's ultimate. We're going to lead into a skill. Actually, we're going to use Sparkle's ultimate now, and then we're going to lead into a skill with Acheron. And this is what Acheron's going to do on a more supportive build, not having anything in regards to her main relics. She has Quantum set, she has Aether Code with the Incessant Rain. She's going to go ahead and still do a nice, beautiful 601k from her ultimate. God dang, Acheron is strong for no reason whatsoever. They need to tone that down. Hitting Ruan Mei is perfect. She's the tankiest on the team, so that's really cool. We're going to go ahead and boost our Silverwolf. And usually we would keep Silverwolf's ultimate for Acheron's ultimate, so we could just go ahead and boom, they're done. They get the mass amount of defense reduce, which is going to help us out with the damage. But no, this time around we are using a DPS Silverwolf. So we're going to see how much this Rubik's Cube hits for on the skill. 84k crit. Holy crap. And now we're going to go ahead and see what this ultimate does with Silverwolf. And with the high multiplier, hopefully landing that crit with 154k coming from the Silverwolf. What in the world? Oh my god, that is absolutely nasty. Now, hopefully we can KO with this. I think we can. We did. Perfect. Now we get to save the ultimate for Acheron for our swords that we're going to be seeing with Yanqing. Not having to do any of that AoE, and that's going to be really cool. As I said, as always, going ahead and implanting whatever weakness we want, which it ended up being a muddy block, which that sucks that we couldn't throw on a quantum for a quantum break or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and re-up Ruan Mei's skill. We're going to wait till he brings up the swords, and then boom, it's going to be over for him. There you go. These swords are gone. The massive amount of AoE that Acheron has is insane. Taking out all these swords, bringing him down to what, 50% from this. Perfect. We use our skill. We might actually have to use our basic, which we still would get possibly a stack for Acheron because we are in a super crazy skill point deficit at the current moment. We're going to go ahead and give a skill to Silverwolf. We're going to use the ultimate as well, boosting up Silverwolf's damage because, yes, we might be able to get some crazy stuff with the skill ult combo. We're going to go ahead and throw this. Ice weakness, that sucks. And then we're going to go ahead and throw a ult. Hopefully it crits for the massive amount of holy crap, 142,000 coming from Silverwolf. This is something I just never thought I'd see from a Silverwolf. And like, it makes me want to pull another light code just to run a sub DPS Silverwolf to this degree, because holy crap, is that a nasty amount of damage for a quote-unquote support to be able to do. And now we end it off with a 0 cycle with Silverwolf DPS Acheron support. Oh my god, this only spells the most hype thing ever in the world for future characters coming into not only the Nihility path, because as you see, Acheron works amazingly. And it's weird that I'm about to say this because of what Acheron is, and we know she's by far the #1 DPS unit in the game without a doubt, and we also know how absolutely amazing she is. But looking at it like this right now, this only shows how beautifully she's going to age as not only a main DPS, but as a sub DPS. And that is super weird to say that for Acheron, specifically because she's hitting for millions, she's hitting for 1.6 millions, all this type of stuff. We haven't had consistent millions besides Acheron being put into this game and doing that type of stuff. But even if there were to be a meta where we're now doing millions as the norm or something like that, which that would be absolutely insane for the most part, I'm just going to say this right now. Even if there were to be units in the future that somehow power creep Acheron, which we know as time passes, eventually is going to happen. We all know how aging works in gacha games for sure. But seeing that she gets stacks from being on the sidelines, main DPS is probably debuffing someone. She's giving her stacks herself. Other units can prepare stacks for her. She's going to be an absolutely beautifully aged unit no matter how far into the game we are. Just because of the mechanic that she has that substitutes for energy, you can always be a really nice AoE heavy hitter with Acheron. And for the fact that we're using someone like Silverwolf, who's very single target oriented, this could be really, really cool for like a hunt style Nihility character, where the hunt character is getting debuffs and hitting for a massive amount of damage, while also Acheron's covering the AoE aspect, also picking up all those debuffs that you're throwing on as the team goes on with Silverwolf or with whoever the heck else is the single target and Nihility character with debuffs. Then you have Acheron, then you have two other debuffers, maybe a sustain like Gallagher or Trend with the Trend Universal Market with Japard and also Fire MC, with also something like Pella or maybe Kafka or any other of those characters, because as we know, there's other characters that don't have to be necessarily in the Nihility path to get those debuffs. Someone like REHOO, someone like, what is it called, Japard, Fire MC, Kafka, the Black Swan, all these other characters, they were in Nihility, but I was just listing characters that do give debuffs. But these characters by far can absolutely give Acheron so much more value, and this just shows me how nasty of a character she is again with all the stuff we already know. Seeing that she can basically show off as a sub DPS with being able to crack these small enemies 100% of the way when it comes to her ultimate, because guess what, she ignores toughness. She makes sure that she's gonna lower it no matter your weakness. So she proves to be such an amazing character for no reason. And of course, with the build being 53,226, we have her stuff basically maxed out. Her relics are Izumo with the Pioneer set. We have her on the crit damage chest, the attack boots, quantum damage boot orb, and an attack rope. For Acheron, we do have her on the quantum set. This really doesn't matter. This was my sub DPS Silverwolf build, so we have the crit rate chest, speed boots, attack orb, and an attack rope as well. And then on to who else was used for the showcase. I'm blanking out right now. We had Ruame and Sparkle. Sparkle had a, of course, rainbow set for the most part. Just has 164 speed and 210 crit damage. I know this is very hard to get, so don't expect the most insane thing from a Sparkle, because yes, I min-maxed the crap out of her. She could probably be faster. She could probably have a little bit more crit damage, but I ain't doing all that. I'm definitely not doing all that. And then you also have Ruame as well. So there's just really cool stuff. She's also on the, what is it called? The two-piece with the messenger, and also having the break set. Really cool stuff coming from these characters, and a very bright future for not only Acheron, but for future Nihility characters that can do single target DPS or AoE with Acheron. if she's not the main DPS, she's being one heck of a sub DPS. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end video. This was a super fun showcase to do, and this was a team provided by Sarah, one of our mods for basically every stream in the Honkai Star Rail community. So give it up to her for this really fun build. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.